Hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. A pleasure to have you here with us at the 81st Venice Film Festival. For people who aren't familiar with your film, perhaps you could start with an introduction. What can they expect when they watch Labyrinths?
You can expect a story about a young guy who's looking for himself, for his journey, for his path, and is looking inside himself in his dreams, through his dreams, because he starts making some dreams and he starts understanding something about himself that he didn't know in his real life, in his work life. And through these dreams, he finds the courage to pursue, to follow his dreams, these dreams in his life, like what he wants to do, what he wants to become, and how he wants to be. And he's struggling to communicate with his friends and with his environment, with his people, and he finds it easy to communicate starting from himself, with himself, through these dreams. So at the end, he finds the courage to do it, and that's what the film talks about for me.
And I guess the sort of coming of age genre is a well-trodden one, but it's quite a unique spin on it in your film, and sort of combining realism with these very sort of surreal moments of the dreamlike sequences. What was your starting point? And, was it the idea of the character? Was it the idea of the sort of concept of the genre? Where did you begin?
What's the concept of an image of one of the dreams? Basically, it's about not the character, not the genre, but about the feeling, like the feeling that a person can feel, find himself during those years a bit lost, a bit confused, and in those years that are violent, that are full of energy, that are full of inputs, and he finds out something about himself inside a dream instead of in his life. So with that strange feeling, he finds out that there's something that he has to work on to find out more about it. So that's where it started from. There was a suggestion to start working on this, start working on a story of a character that would have the occasion to find out something about himself through a dream. But I thought, no, I can't make a film that's only talking about that. It's going to be stronger if he takes that feeling, that experience, and work on it in his real life. So I started thinking about the dualism and the strength, about interposing the two most complete opposite things: extreme reality and oniric and magic and dreams and stuff like that.
Talk us through the title, Labyrinths. What does that mean to you? What do you want to convey about that? I guess in the way society itself can feel like it's imposing a set of rules that one can feel entangled by. So why was that, the image of that and the connotation of that so crucial to you?
Like visually and physically, a labyrinth is something that is built by man, but is made with nature. So that's the combination of these two things, that you're an animal, but you're a human being. And you have something that inside yourself, inside your body, inside your energy, your soul, that has to deal with what is built by man. And built, that's of course a metaphor in those are rows of grass that can trap you. I'm talking about the laws that are psychological and social laws that are built by man, things that can make you feel wrong, that can make you feel alone, and because you want to escape those rules. So the rules of the labyrinths are easy. You can get inside, but you don't know if you're gonna go outside. If you don't find the right way, you can be trapped. So you can either decide how to live it, how to be in the labyrinth. You can decide to follow the rules and just be inside, and maybe not even feel trapped. You feel safe. You feel, okay, nothing is gonna happen, nothing is gonna come in. I'm just gonna be here and live my life. Otherwise, you can feel the tension, and maybe that's the kick and the spin that makes you think, okay, I want to get out because I feel trapped. I don't like this situation, and I want to find my voice. I want to find my strength, the courage to get out of it.
And tell us about your casting process, and how did you know who was going to be the right person to play each of these characters, and how were you working with them to achieve your vision?
In fact, it's a good question how you made it, because it's a combination of finding the person and working with them. So in practical, with the casting director, that is Massimo Apolloni, we casted and sent a lot of public calls in all the region and received a lot of people that applied to do it. And it was even very cool because that's a region that in Italy we don't do a lot of cinema. So it was special that a lot of people wanted to take part in it. And we met a lot of people, and I knew like what I wanted to find in the persons besides the actors, because a lot of our non-actors are the first experience. So I wanted to look in the person and see what could match what was in my mind, in my imagination for certain characters. But then we worked on together, and I wrote the characters on the persons. So I found out some aspects of the real character and wrote their parts. And also in the shooting, we worked on a really thin script with some key points in the dialogue, but we didn't have all the lines. We just improvised and we followed the flow and saw what happened, and then decide, okay, maybe we keep this part, we take this part out, or we take some poses on this part, and we created the scene together. So it happened, and it helped all my starting idea, the concept of having an extreme realism, so with non-actors and making, so imagine we are talking, this is the scene. I created the scene, the situation, and the real people were talking like we are doing right now. And I knew, and I just said the two actors, the two people, what they had to do, what was their goal for the scene. So you had to do your job and interview me, and I had to talk about my film. And that happened. It just happened in front of the camera. So this was the process.
And from a technical aspect, what was your approach to, capturing those more naturalistic scenes, but then on the other side, the more dreamlike sequences? What went into that? A kind of combination of graphics, or how did you make sure that fit with sort of the what you had in your imagination?
Basically, the main idea was even in choosing the right cameras, the right lenses, and working with the DP about the look that I imagined about the film, that I wanted to have the oniric parts, of course, a little bit more fixed shots and more aesthetics, more like point of views, like from the bottom and stuff like that, while the normal ones had to look like we were shooting with a phone and we're just following in the people that were doing stuff. We're not feeling that it's a film. The situation was created even in the choice of the camera and the lenses, and integrated in the post-production what I had in my mind about the CGI and the 3D VFX in the dreams. And even that, like my choice with the 3D artists and the VFX artists were to look for something that would match even the vibe of the real part. So we saw something that, of course, is not real, but was made of a material that could look like something real, like some metal that could shape into something else and stuff like that. We didn't choose something that is not, you've never seen in your life, but we started from a point that it just melted metal, silver. So we mixed the two things, and even in some points there's a lot of difference, but at the same time there's a cohesion about how we feel the characters moving into this world. Like at a certain point of the film, you understand, of course, that this is the dream and this is the real parts. But if you see it all together, there's a cohesion, there's a group thing that makes it work for me.
Was there a moment that you found most challenging that stands out? And on the flip side, a favourite moment, or when you watch the film back now, a favourite scene?
I don't know. It's really hard for me to find favorite things in life. So I don't know. But the favorite thing is the film. Like I'm happy to have done it and to have to be here, to have finished it, and to have made it, to follow my path and what's the film talk about. So follow my dream and I made it. So that's the thing. When I see the film, that's what I see. That's what I see, and I'm really happy about how I did it. And even what I was talking about before about the acting. So I did it my way, how I wanted to do it, and I feel that there's a lot of courage in the experimentation of the film, and I'm proud of that. So that's a favorite thing.
And what do you ultimately hope that people will take away from watching it in terms of its themes, or kind of on a more sensory or emotional level? What do you hope people go out the cinema feeling?
I don't know, because I'm really open about that, and even now I write, and even the other short films that I made, and even the works that I want to make, I want the audience to be completely active and free to gather what they want to gather, maybe they need to gather about the feelings that they can experience watching the film. And I like the film to be talking about a feeling of the character, not just the events. So there's a lot of scenes where you're just watching something going on in the character's mind or body, and you can assume what you want. So I don't have expectation. I just want the audience to be active and watch it and make a question, or maybe rewatch it to understand better after you know what is gonna happen. You can relink what the character was feeling in that scene, because maybe he knew, but you don't know what is gonna happen. And that's, I mean, what I like to watch in films. I don't want to be didascalic or say, okay, this is even the path that you have to follow as an audience, because this is gonna happen, and I'm angry because this happened, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna tell you. But you can just show, no? Show, don't tell.
Finally, what does it mean to you to have the film here in Venice? And what have you found the reaction to be so far?
That's a dream come true, because I started making these films alone with some friends and saying, okay, let's shoot it and let's see what happens. We didn't even know if this was gonna be a feature or like a medium or what, and we just did it because I wanted to do it and just to make it and be free without a production. I self-produced it at the beginning. And then it happened. I found a production. We won the public funds in the Ministry of Culture of Italy, and then we got here. So it's incredible, because we started not following the normal path, the rules. We were free to do it, and we were brave to do it, and it went well. So I don't know if it's something that you can recommend to other people, but it worked. So it's a great satisfaction, because I followed myself and I followed what I wanted to do, and it happened. So that's a good message to everybody, to follow their dreams and have the courage to do it, and just don't ask like how we're gonna do, but just do it. No?
Do you already know what you're going to do next? What do you think you'll take from this experience into your next project? Perhaps, even though, maybe when you get those bigger budgets, It might be tempting to then go more into sort of the way everyone else does things, but, maybe it's harder to keep true to your own methods.
Of course, I'm thinking about that, but I'm lucky that I worked for almost 10, 11 years as a first AD or AD casting production on many TV sets or film sets in Italy, even international production and stuff. So I saw a lot of different budgets, a lot of different way of working methods. And I decided to do it this way. I wanted to do it this way, so that's what I feel that I want to do it. But of course, I want to have bigger budgets, but I don't want to betray myself and completely change what I want to do, because for sure a reason if I chose to do it like that. So maybe that's what I want inside. I have inside that what I want to do. The mission is gonna be like to balance through the bigger budgets that I hope to have. We don't know if I'm gonna have it, but if I'm gonna have it, I'm gonna have to find the balance to manage the situation and not betray myself, and being in this path career that I hope to follow and to look like after many years, I don't know, and say, okay, this has sense, this makes sense.
And you worked with a lot of big directors, right? Abel Ferrara and the like. What is that experience like? And maybe that's why you've ended up where you are, because you're able to see how a whole spectrum of directors are doing things and sort of say, oh, well, I like the way you're doing that, don't like the way you're doing that.
Yeah, that's why I said in the first part that I'm lucky, because that's a great school, maybe better than film schools that I didn't do. So I don't know if it's better or not, but for me it was a gift, and I feel lucky to have had the opportunity to look and to be inspired and be taught, even just watching and working and having to deal with a lot of people and great directors and great crew members that maybe had 50 years of experience, and I started when I was 19. It was incredible for me, and yes, it's completely, as you said, like you have the opportunity to watch and to understand the many possibilities of making a film. And even Abel, that you mentioned, of course, is one of the most radical and independent and creative directors of the world, the history of cinema. And we worked on 8 or 9 films together. So I worked a lot with him, and also his way of thinking. Like the first film that was his first idea. I was 25, and that's a job that you do maybe at 50 years old. So he just wanted me to do that, and having the courage to give a person a job like that it's very important on a set. It's something that makes you understand that. And even with him, we worked on gigantic budgets and the smallest budget ever, and that's the proof, and even maybe the inspiration for me that maybe you can think about something, but if you see that somebody's doing it, like that's a film. I did a film, and there's no difference beside the budget of a 500 million budgets and a 10,000 euros budget. It's just a film. You did it. You can do a film with your phone, with your friends, and screen it. What's the difference? The budget, of course, but like if you're telling a story and you're shooting and you're writing and you're acting and you're post-producing and you're finished, that's a film. So you can see that there's many ways of doing it, and there's many ways of making cinema and be free and be proud of your voice and what you want to do, because there's nobody pointing a gun to your head saying, okay, now you have to make a film with few money. You did it, so.
Inspirational message.
Yes, of course. Always, always.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, you could have a side gig. Inspiring you. Everyone, get your phone, make a movie. Thanks a lot for sharing all that with me.
Thank you.
And really enjoy presenting your film here in Venice. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.